$232 per month rise to monthly benefits for millions of beneficiaries. The new details in this video, so let's get into it right now. Now, these are the numbers that are circling around out there. I have come across them a few different times, and I want to share this with everybody right here in this community. But if you didn't, you might want to go and check your account, whether it's a bank account or your direct express card. You should have pending per deposit and actually just strand up deposit there. So let's get back to it and talk about this $232 per month rise. Now the landscape has been changing a lot lately. In fact, over the last couple weeks here, there's been a lot of different things going on, and we need to continue watching everything very close. Because there are so many different proposals, so many different things that are being announced, the proposals, amendment, reform, so many things that are happening. And as the result of that, we are also seeing this $232 per month rise that is floating around down here in headline that I continue to come across. Now, some of this is also as a result of that these policies, packages, bills, provisions, things like that should have been passed a month and months ago, but yet have not been passed quite yet. Therefore, it also delaying the timeline on some of these other packages, proposals, amendment, reform to major programs like Social Security, SSDI, Survivors, SSI, and VA. For all of these other packages and proposals that have been cycling for many months now. So let me lay this all out for you. So here in the 2022, yes, we are still relatively early in 2022, but as of right now, the new high maximum benefit. However, as the result of that new higher rise and the SSI Supplemental Security Income Restoration Act, this is something that were introduced. As a result of that, we are now looking at potential $232 per month rise to maximum benefits for SSI Supplemental Security Income when they actually do bring this SSI Restoration Act and start bringing it and actually implementing some of these changes that we brought forward in this great proposal. Now, this is something that they actually introduced a number of months ago. It is about mid-2021. It's been talked about throughout basically the second half of 2021 because of some of these delays in policy, some of these delays to packages and bills that should have been passed in the second half of 2021. Now, here we are sitting early-ish 2022, waiting for some of this to actually be implemented. However, according to everything going on right now, and so far in 2022, they've discussed bringing the SSI Restoration Act alongside the Social Security 2100 to bring it into Congress and start debating this. On the floor, the Senate on the floor in the House, and actually discussing these things, opening them up for debate here in earlier portion in 2022. The unfortunate part is that because some of these other packages and proposals, and with the massive changes in the landscape lately, mostly due to the stimulus packages and the Build Back Better agenda, and everything else going on right now, unfortunately, is it pushing out the timeline on some of these other proposals to actually be introduced and to actually be throughout for debate. So that's it. One thing that we've been talking about lately is first off the Build Back Better agenda. That's a massive $2 trillion stimulus package, which according to sources and they should be bringing that here in the end of the month and actually bringing it into the Senate. Now again, we will have to see if that actually happens. It was supposed to be brought the month ago and discussed the Senate, but again, it has been through to the floor yet. So we will see if that actually happens here at the end of the month. But that's one thing that's actually holding up the process right now. When it comes to this SSI Restoration Act, also this new stimulus package that we've been talking about here over the last couple of days. In fact, the last update that we just rolled out last night gives us more information on the stimulus packages that are currently being introduced. So as you can see, right now, there's many different things that are going on, which is ultimately delaying the process of bringing the Social Security 2100 and SSI Restoration Act, actually bringing it into the Senate and the House, opening them up for debate and actually pushing them through the legislative process and ultimately raise the benefits for beneficiaries. However, let's talk through this a little bit further here and discuss the $232 per month rise. Where is this coming from and why is a $232 and kind of the weird number, right? So, well, it's a kind of the weird number. So here, where this number is coming from and why this is a new adjusted rise or potential rise to benefits for SSI. So here, what it comes down to here in 2022, just like in 2021, the federal poverty line is $1,073 per month or $12,880 per year. Well, now with the new higher adjusted SSI benefit, as a result of the cost of living adjustment is $841, which is a new maximum SSI benefits. As of right now, brings us up with a total $232. So in the event that we do actually bring this SSI Restoration Act to the floor and then pass it through, one of the provisions we think that's it to rise SSI benefits up to maximum benefits at 100% of the federal poverty line, which could be that $1,073 every single month, or a rise of the $232 from the current maximum benefit right now, which is that $841. So you get what I'm saying. So the currently maximum benefit for SSI is $841. If you add $232, it brings us up to the federal poverty line on the monthly basis, which is $173 every single month. That's the federal poverty line on the monthly basis. So that's where this number is actually coming from. Now again, in the SSI Restoration Act, there's multiple different proposals, but the main one out there, the main headliner in that proposal is actually raising these benefits up to 100% of the federal poverty line. If you happen to get married, well, that's not a good situation, right? So that's where these numbers are coming from. But again, according to sources, they wanted to bring that early in 2022 to start discussing this and actually implementing is SSI Restoration Act. But again, because delays because the Build Back Better agenda, the whole landscape changing everything right now, as well as the other stimulus packages that are currently being introduced. There's a lot of changes, and as a result of that, we are looking at the potential delay to this actually being brought in. But as a result of SSI Restoration Act, we could potentially be looking at a new updated $232 per month rise in the conjunction with the SSI Restoration Act, which is actually a little bit less than the $279 per month rise that we were looking at in 2021. However, that's just a statistic for the rise to maximum SSI benefit here in 2022. The maximum last year was $794 versus the $841 this year in 2022.